Good morning, and I think I'm sliding into afternoon still. I can't tell because we got our computer back up and the time's wrong on it. So I'm not even sure what time it is, but hopefully I know it's before noon, right? So it's exciting to be able to have my regular computer that I use and everything and all and get things back to normal. So with that, we are going to create an interactive card today, and we're going to do it with this fun paper because lots of times when we have busy paper, people don't know what to do with it. Well, I am inspired by a very cute, lovable young man, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do for him today because we're going to make an interactive card. So let's go down the hands and let's get started, right? It's Wednesday. Judy, Allan here, San Antonio, Texas. We are getting rain. Yay, we need it. So this is the busy paper, and I'm actually going to use this piece here. I fussy cut some animals out of here. I didn't use this paper. I fussy cut some trees out of this one, and I fussy cut some animals out of this one, particularly this color of hen, as well as the, I'm not sure that's a goose or a duck, but whatever, and some baby chicks and a windmill. And I didn't use this one yet, but I'll show you later how we can use that because it's very pretty. And let me just stick this aside because we're going to use some other stuff. And I'll show you. I've already fussy cut some of this right here, but for those of you who have never fussy cut before, that is nothing more than we're going to take some scissors, some sharp scissors, and I just went around, I wanted some trees. So I just came around here, and I actually, for me, let me get this one. This is a single tree. I just cut around, first of all, right? Because I don't, for me, I don't know about you, but I just can't deal with all that paper around me when I'm trying to cut. Now, if I was trying to save the cows or whatever, I wouldn't have cut them, but I'm not trying to save them, all right? All right, got plenty. So if you're out there, please be sure to say hello and all. I'll try to say hello back. Good afternoon, Ashley. I am so glad, and Jennifer too, I'm so glad to have the regular computer back. Yay. Whoop, whoop. I didn't understand everything that was wrong with it, but I don't care. It got fixed, and that's life moving on, right? I leave that to the people that understand the techie stuff of it. I just pay to have it fixed. So there you go. So I can get back to it. So for us right now, so in addition to creating and fussy cutting here, so you can see I'm just really, it does look like I'm keeping my scissors still, but sometimes I don't. So whatever is convenient for you, right? I fussy cut it out a number of things this morning while I was visiting with a friend. I told her we could visit as long as she allowed me to fussy cut. So if she joins in, she knows who she is. So I have fussy cutted a tree. So I did that with several things. You can see my paper here. I cut out a cow because there's cows facing this direction and there's one cow facing the other direction. And I wanted some of these hens. So it just depends on what you want, right? I fussy cut out some, like I said, some little baby chicks. And you'll see that in a minute. And then on this paper here, I fussy cut out some pigs. And I did a cow again too, and I did a sheep as well. So there's just a lot you can do with that, all right? So that's what I did, and I'm going to show you. So what we're going to do here, I got all these set aside. First, we're going to start with this right here. So I'm going to make a card out of DSP, and you can make card out of DSP, all right? But it's just going to depend how durable, or I shouldn't say how thick it is, that whether you feel comfortable that that's enough or not. Because we usually have cardstock, right? So I'm not using cardstock today. What I am going to do is on the back side of these trees I just cut all ago, they'll show you. This is the back of it, all right? So since we're making an interactive card for a special peep in my life, I am just going to adhere this to this right here. Now we can do it one of two ways. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to do mine with liquid glue, all right? Because at least it'll let me move it a little bit. Whereas if I use the regular adhesive, or if I use, what else choices do I have? I've got the tear and tape too, but I could have used the tear and tape, but I figured that just putting some glue down just lightly here allow me to maneuver and do what I want to do by attaching these two together. All right, because once I attach them together, I'm going to want a little bit more durability. And that's what it's going to give me, because I'm making this for a special young man. He's young indeed. He's so young that he's at the age where he likes to get into things, rearrange things. So I'm going to make him an interactive card. And you'll most probably get this for Valentine's, because he doesn't really understand Valentine's, except all he understands is if somebody else gets something in the mail, he gets something in the mail. Okay, and I'll just give that a moment to dry. I'm just making sure that's fine. Thank you, Bridget. Happy Wednesday to you, too. I think we're finally getting some of your rain, which we desperately need. All right, and we're going to make this into a Z, what we call a Z card. So this is 6 inches, and they do make envelopes that you can get. Stampin' Up! Doesn't, but you can get 6-inch wide envelopes, and this is what this is going to go in. So what I'm going to do with this here, I'm actually going to come through here, and I'm going to use my scorer, and I'm going to do 4 inches on each side. So I'm going to do 4 inches here. And this will help me also when I go to place the animals. You want to make sure you got a good score line that you can see, because you can see I've already put my little chickens down, and I put the little baby pig down. And the reason is, as I show you and create this, is because I didn't want to lose them, right? Okay, now that one looks like I might need to trim that off just a little bit, and I'm not going to use my trimmer, I'm going to use my scissors so I'll feel safer with it. So you want to use the light tan one here, and this will create your score lines. Okay? So let me go ahead and trim that edge off. Oh, it's raining. Oh my gosh. Bridget, I tell you what, for all the rain you guys get, though, you have very lush grass, very lush flowers and fruit trees. Oh my gosh. You know what? And most I need to just find you some rain boots if you don't have any. There's a story behind rain boots, but I can't tell you online here. I have to tell you another time. Face to face or something. Alright, so I'm going to take these score lines and we're going to form a Z. So we'll get to the back in a minute, but right now I'm just going to go on my score lines. Make sure I can see them and feel them. So for me, the thing with score lines, you should be able to see them and feel them, alright? And when I say that, on this side here, there's a slight curve indenture. I'm not sure if you can see it. Maybe you can see it a little bit there. And on the back side, it actually raises it up. And because it's also green, even I can't hardly see it in the camera. You can see it looks just like a little bit of a hill. All right. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold on this scar line too. And when I do, I'm going to have this Z shape, okay? And I'm not worried about this right now. It's going to go in an envelope. And the thing is, he's going to play with this. We're making it so he can play with it, all right? So I have already die cut, fussy cut all these right here. They are not die cut, so I wouldn't want to make you think that. But I cut out a variety here because he's at the age that he's like exploring everything. He's into everything. Oh my gosh, rearranging everything into everything that his sister owns if he can. So there you go, an active young man. So I am creating him an interactive card here that he can move things around. So you can get Velcro, and here's what I've got here. You can get Velcro different sizes. I didn't go out, they've actually got smaller sizes than this. I didn't go out and get a smaller size because I wasn't going to go out in the rain. So there. So anyway, so we're just going to cut them down, right? And so I'm just going to take some of these here. So I've already put it back here. So the main thing you want to make sure is, so Velcro comes with one side real soft and fuzzy, and the other side is the Velcro stuff that sticks to it. So you just want to make sure when you do this, if I'm going to put this side down, then every side needs to be like that, right? Okay, so just be consistent, because what we want to be able to do is for him to be able to move the animals around on the farm. So that's what we're going to do for him. So I don't care if he puts a cow here. I don't care if he puts a pig here. What I want to do is to create an interactive card for him so that he can do whatever he wants to do, because that's what he does anyway, right? I'm just giving him a creative way to do that without like going and rearranging his sister stuff, right? So like I said, I already fussy cut all this. So really and truly for this amount, it's just a matter of putting these on here. So the thing you want to remember is when you do this, the reason why I went ahead and did the score lines, because I wanted to make sure I didn't like cut a chicken or anybody in half, right? So not that I'm getting too much trouble, but he does have an older sister who would be more than happy to point out any flaw or shortcomings that I have. on making this because she's, gosh, 3 years older. All right, so 3 years older, and I'm telling you, they are more than happy to point out to the other one when they're not doing something that they think is right. So there you go. So yeah, so the main thing is just keep your Velcro there together, and that way all we got to do afterwards is we just got to move it around any way we want. So I just put animals around everywhere. Bridget, I'm sorry I didn't have a horse. The paper didn't have a horse on it. I wish it had, but it did not. It did not. So that's all we're doing. We're just I put some chickens. Right now I'm starting off with putting everything together. I know from people rearranging my refrigerator that this will get rearranged too. So I'm not sweating the small stuff. That's small stuff, right? I'm just putting these down. So now I might have a problem with the cow there because I didn't think about the fold as I'm talking to you. So let's see if I can gently pull that up, because that's going to be a problem when you go and send the card. Now if I hand deliver the card, it wouldn't be a problem, right? But if I'm going to actually mail this, which I am, okay, I'll move the cow right over there because that had a little bit extra. Let's see here. Nana will make it work. Okay, even if the cow's tail has to be bent. All right, and then so yeah, so you just want to make sure that when you do it, so if you're going to fold it, because see, the thing is that you can easily stand it up like this. Because it's a Z, it'll hold itself up. And that way he can easily lay it down flat. And I know they're going to flip it over. I'm not doing that side today, but we could, right? We could. I actually did another windmill here that I fussy cut. And I tried to put as many things as I could in here, only because just knowing what my refrigerator looks like when people get through, I want to give them a lot of opportunities, and I'm sure his sister will be more than happy to have a pig fly as well too. So not worried about that. Now the other thing I did do, and we'll just finish putting this one on right here. I'm just putting them where I think he'll move them, right? I don't know if they'll move them there or not. He might create a whole new world for me. So the other thing that I added here, I wanted to get some sun. There's no sunshine on here. It's bright and cheerful, and I like it. So I actually stamped Oh Happy Day. This is out of Playing in the Rain, and it's a very fun, cute, and I'll show you some things they've done with it. So some things that I'm going to do with this is on page 50 in the mini catalog, is I'm actually going to put some things on the back side. I'm not going to do that today, but as you flip this over, how easy would this be to put a flying kite, to sit there and put some more animals, put some clouds on here and other things. So that way you have both of them, right? So I'm not going to do that right now, but I did want at least the sun, right? Because I don't know if anybody will say anything to me about the sun, but I wanted to put Oh Happy Day on it. So one of the things is when you work with color cardstock, is that you're going to have to sort of sample the colors, because if you look at this right here, this is actually one color, and you flip it over, it's another color. And I'll show that closer to you. There's one side, and here's the other. It looks like it's the same color, but it's not. This side is actually balmy blue. So you have to keep in mind when you stamp a color on colored cardstock, it's not going to look the same. This side here, I stamped with Tahitian Tide. Okay, so I'm most probably going to use one of these because I think that'll go the best, but I just wanted to show you this color. These are two colors. This looks like Night of Navy, but it really and truly is Pacific Point. That's what this is right here, stamped on that yellow. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to stamp on cardstock, that the color you have in your hand is not what it's going to look like on the color cardstock. This is Bermuda Bay, and this is what it looked like when I stamped it. So I just want to show you that tidbit, because it's one thing when we stamp on white cardstock, it's going to look like it. But when we start stamping on other colors like I did with this, because I wanted it to look like the sun, and I'm not going to let him move this because they need the sunshine. They need the sun. So they don't get to move the sun. I guess I could have allowed that opportunity if somebody says something so they could change it from the sun to the moon, but unless they say something, I'm not going to change it. I'm just leave it right there because I want it to be nice and smiley. So there we go. And I don't have to do any other message because he's not going to care about a message. He's just going to care about he's got a fun card, right, that he can move the animals around. So that is what we are doing today. Just taking that very fun paper and using it besides making just a card, making it something that's fun, interactive, and something you can stand up. All right? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. That was short and simple, but I assure you, it's not quite as short and simple if you make it, because, right, you got to fussy cut all those animals, but it's very easy to fussy cut the animals. And like the little chicks and the baby pig, I went and glued them down because they were so tiny. I could see that as easily being lost, right? So with that, I hope you enjoyed that and go and create something. This is actually free paper right now with Celebration. It's in goes with a mini catalog, so if you're interested in that paper, you'll have to go get something that's $50 or more with Stampin' Up. That's the only way you can get that paper right now. The die set and the stamp set with the rain or shine, it's available. So there you go. So with that, be blessed. Have a wonderful week. Go out there, create, share, and give. And be sure, if you don't mind, sharing on our Facebook page and also checking us out on YouTube and sharing our YouTube page. All right. See you next time. Bye.